I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
I mean, I do as well. I just, I think objectively Miami is the better team. And I think that they're going to go in there and win. That's just where I come from with it. I'm not entertaining the other side while admitting in life, like, yes, a result other than what I deem acceptable or probable is possible. And yeah. We all know that. But why would I sit here and think about Florida winning? Like this year, you know what I mean? Like I could see like in some years it was like, no, they're like, if we would have had to play them with like Trask and that wide receiver at tight end, Pitts, yikes. Like that would have woo, that might have been a tough lift. This year, again, there is talent on that roster. I'm not saying that they're, the dregs of the earth. I mean, well, I believe like emotionally and spiritually that they are, but like in terms of their roster, they have talent and everything. I'm not going to say it's going to be 937-0, but yeah, I think the Miami is a better team.
I think that Miami's a better team. I think they have a better roster. It's on the road, number one. Number two, teams get judged based on their record. So, of course, there's no record at this point. At the end of the season, Miami should have a decidedly better record than Florida. But that record gap is probably not indicative of the gap in reality between the two teams.
Oh yeah, because I mean they have that schedule is just a monster that they got to go through, which makes me laugh because I want to see them fail at all of these different opportunities. But yeah. And George, no, I'm not crazy to think that Miami is a better team. Like it again, if like remove your fandom from it. Seriously do this. If you put Florida and everything that they are as an organization, and you make them Northern Illinois, and you take everything that Miami currently is this year for this team, and you take them and you rebrand them as Coastal Carolina, right? Teams from bumblefuck wherever that none of us have any rooting interest in. And you say, which one of these teams would you pick in a vacuum? You would pick the Miami profile team. You just would. And I get that you are a Florida fan, and I get that you're in here and hey, thanks for watching and listening and everything. But like, yeah, I think that that's pretty firm footing to stand on with that. Now, there would be a debate if, the result is what I would deem to be poor on August the 31st, which I'm sure that you would enjoy. But yeah, I don't think that that's crazy at all. And if you went down position by position, you would see that. And I know what you're going to say. If you start at the top with quarterback, oh, well, we got Lagway. And Lagway's not even starting, so miss me. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, that's right where you're gonna go with it. Now, if we're just combining the roster and say, okay, like, who would I in an NCAA college football, like on my PlayStation out here, where San Diego State 2 championships in the last 3 years, year 7 and 8, 6 and 8 of my dynasty, by the way. But if it was like, okay, yeah, if I combine the rosters and I put them on my fictional San Diego State, and you say, okay, well, who might I want to start? And, with their dev trade and future potential and, athletic profile where you might play the younger kid who's maybe a few rating points down. And excuse me, sure, right. But that's a video game. That's make-believe. And in real life, yeah, I don't think that that's crazy. I really don't.
So the Phil Steele rankings are obviously not coming from the omnipotent or the omniscient. He's really good at what he does, but these are not perfect. They're just a projection, so they can be argued. Just as a point of comparison, because I have yet to do this for this particular game, and we've not done it here at quarterback. This is the quarterback room. Miami 10, Florida 28. Running back, Miami 7, Florida 23. Receivers, Miami 11, Florida 21. Offensive line, Miami 7, Florida 28. Defensive line, Miami 12, Florida 41. Linebacker, Miami 15, Florida 26. Defensive back, Miami 37, Florida 21. That would be the only position in his eyes. And then special teams, we've got Miami at, I would think that they would be rather high myself with the kicker and punter that they have. Anyway, 17, Miami, and Florida at 25.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit lower than I would have it because I think that he takes into account returners into that. Although there are guys with potential for that, but like, yeah. And again, I'm not saying that Florida is the least talented team in America. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. But yeah, I mean, the only thing that I would controvert in that is like Miami having like not objectively well, but potentially like a top 5 offensive line as opposed to 7. Like, take off your orange and blue glasses, man. It's not crazy to say, it's not crazy at all to say that Miami is a better team. It's really not. And I mean, I expect the result to mirror that. If it doesn't, then, there's a conversation about better team versus better game versus, I don't know, injury luck or crazy thing happened to the game luck, or I don't know, because like it's the day that it is, and this is ahead of the day that the game will be played, but no, it is not at all crazy. I think that if you're as myopic as you're being and you're saying, oh no, it is not possible that a team that I hate or that I'm a rival with could be better or is better, I think that's the view that's a little off the mark.
Knox King 94 coming back. Man, we appreciate you. This is just for Mark and Cam. Haven't been able to be here every week. Love seeing you two together. Thank you for that, man.
Yeah, appreciate that. Absolutely.